If this food here is Italy, its heel is a region called Puglia. And we're about to go on a 2-week road trip here, starting in Bari, the region's capital.
Our first video is all about food. We'll be exploring Bari's old town and trying classic dishes that made us instantly excited for the weeks to come. So join us on our tasty mission and let's get started.
When it comes to food, the whole region of Puglia is known for a lot of different things. One of them is Focaccia. So first mission of the day was to get some Focaccia. And you've got a lot of different places here. Some serve it a little bit thicker, like this one, and some a little bit thinner, which hopefully we're going to try out later as well. Bari has their own version. Oftentimes they include potatoes in the dough. It is fluffy. The bottom is actually slightly crispy as well, and it's got a really chewy texture. It's also one of these things that it looks more basic than it tastes, because there is some richness to it, you know, a lot of olive oil, as we mentioned. Yeah, it's good.
But especially the bottom part,
yeah,
it's just it's so crunchy. It's like a really crispy garlic bread.
It tastes almost fried
a
little bit.
So this massive thing here is a calzone. The guy at the shop said it has a typical Bari filling. It's filled with tomatoes and onions.
That is massive.
And I really like the onion filling. It's really good. Let me try the crust. It's really nice somehow because it's very salty. I love salt. And it has a lot of olive oil on the outside again, I think. So it's just really good. $11 a.m. in Bari. Time for some raw fish.
Oh yes.
Maybe with a beer. A nice cold beer.
Cheap one.
We've heard that's the lifestyle here.
Yeah. So this is the place, I think, behind you.
You can really smell that we're getting closer. It smells so much like fish.
I think this is where local fishermen sell their fresh fish, and it is raw. And I think you're supposed to eat it raw. So that's the whole thing that people come here for, that and the cheap beer, because the beer, as you expected, is very cheap. It's very good price.
$1.20.
Yes, and there's alcohol-free beer, which I think we're going to opt for that one.
As we said, it's 11 in the morning. So.
Yeah, but it's a cool atmosphere here. Lots of people here just chilling, playing games. So in the end, we decided against the raw fish extravaganza in the morning.
Call us weak.
Yeah, I mean, we just didn't want to risk us buying a whole plate, because you can only buy whole plates and then not liking it, having to...
Very big.
Yeah.
We got an alcohol-free beer.
Also good. So this sandwich place here is very well known, and they are famous for their pulpo sandwiches. This sandwich contains a lot of pulpo and also some stracciatella cheese, some tomatoes. It's stuffed. I think this is going to be like a kebab, you can't eat it in a pretty way. What do you think?
I didn't expect it to be this good because, as you said, pulpo sandwich, I was like, meh. But with the stracciatella and these dried tomatoes, and it's very soft, fresh pulpo, so good. Really, a really, really good sandwich. I definitely get this when you're in Bari.
You look like you're enjoying it. Well, that was probably the slowest shop we've ever been to. But it's supposed to have the best focaccia in Bari.
So yeah, just to give you some context, we've been waiting in line for about 1 hour.
Yes.
You need to
for a piece of bread.
Yeah, you need to collect a ticket, even though you're standing in line, which is a bit weird. And yeah, once you're in the shop, it still takes about 20 minutes, in our case at least. I mean, I don't know how it is on other days.
Also, you're standing in the sun, and there are cars and other vehicles passing through the whole time. It's not very efficient.
Yeah, and it felt kind of stressful.
Yeah, just because you don't really understand the system.
Is it worth it? This focaccia is slightly thinner than the one we had this morning, but I'd say the other one was crunchier in a way.
Yes, but this one is chewier, I think.
And it also has some potatoes in the dough. It does give the dough a very nice softness while being crunchy from the outside at the same time, which is nice.
I mean, texture-wise, it is pretty nice. I mean, very good actually. I think we're being a little bit negative just because standing in line for 1 hour just isn't. It sets you up for disappointment in a way.
But I mean, we weren't forced to stand in line there.
Yes.
So we actually can't complain.
We're now visiting the castle here in Bari to get some steps in.
Okay, Aurora. Okay, Aurora.
Can you tell me about the Senteis dance?
I don't like Aurora. Okay, Aurora. Can you tell me about the Senteis dance?
What are you specifically looking for?
Oh my god, Aurora.
So looking at castles is always cool, but we can't help but feel that there's a huge missed opportunity here to actually show the view.
But it's not only that you can't go on top of the towers of the castle or the castle itself, it also doesn't have any windows.
So they constantly tease you with windows, but you need to go up some steps, but you're not allowed to. So I don't know, it just feels a little bit like, why?
Yeah, apart from that, it was interesting.
Yes.
Some information about how the city has been built,
How it's grown.
how it was created conceptually.
But one other positive thing about this castle is that very close by,
There's an ice cream shop. Gelateria, I mean.
and it's supposed to be very good.
Can't pronounce the name of my ice cream flavor.
This is melting fast. But I must say, very delicious.
Well, what I didn't realize while ordering my flavor of ice cream is that it has little bacon pieces inside of it. And I somehow find it nice. It is quite interesting, but because these bacon pieces are super crispy and I think they're even caramelized, it does add a nice salty crunch to the ice cream. So it's buffalo milk and it is delicious. And then I also have some fig ice cream, which is also really nice and fresh.
Mine is with ricotta, cinnamon, and other stuff, and it's just very good. But it's melting fast, so
It's not going to be existing in a couple of minutes.
yeah. So we decided we needed more sugar, and so we also got a pugliese, which I think just means made in Puglia, right?
But I think it's a pugliesini.
Oh, a Puglia. Well, then it's
It's
small
something,
thing,
yeah.
small thing made in Puglia. Very nice.
Recommendable.
Very sweet. I think also a little bit of lemon.
Sounds good.
Yes, very good.
It basically tastes like marzipan. So yeah, if you like marzipan, then you will definitely like this one.
Now we have to say, Bari Old Town is very beautiful, super picturesque. From most of the balconies you'll always see people hanging their washing, which just makes it look even more surreal in a way. So it's been fun walking around here and just exploring and looking at stuff.
Yeah, and also it's very easily walkable. You can be anywhere within 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Also, you do hear people screaming in Italian a lot, and that just adds to the atmosphere.
It does.
Like, people are shouting everywhere, and I don't know, it feels like in a movie.
I think that's the case everywhere in Italy, probably.
It is stereotypical, but it's true.
It is true, yeah. Now I love Italian food, but I also love spicy food. And Italian food and spicy food normally don't really mix. So I was very happy to learn that here in Bari, they have a dish that originated here called spaghetti alla assassina. It's like assassin's spaghetti pasta. And it is a dish where the pasta isn't cooked in water, but it's basically put straight into a hot pan with tomato sauce and chilies, and then cooked until it's crispy and spicy. And it's my perfect dish, basically. But it's also very red, which explains my stain. Because I can't eat. I'm very incapable of eating in a normal way.
You could never tell. And another famous pasta dish from Puglia that is a lot easier to eat is orecchiette.
Orecchiette.
And I love orecchiette A because this little spoon shape fills with sauce quite nicely. And B, because they're a bit thicker than normal noodles, like other types of noodles. So the consistency is really chewy and nice. And I've ordered them in a tomato sauce with bracciola, which is rolled meat filled with some parmesan, and it's really tender. It's a bit like goulash kind of meat, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really, really good. So I can only recommend ordering this.
And how nice is this setting?
The setting here is amazing. I feel like in a movie. This restaurant's surrounded by beautiful old houses. They have like fairy lights up, and it's all very romantic and beautiful.
Also, we got a salad.
So hopefully we're not gonna die of scorpion.
Yes, well, we'll see. Feeling weak already.